Back to that story I brought you yesterday about the police in Chicago being on high alert. Reportedly, gangs in Chicago are teaming up to kill deliberately police officers. With us now from Pinal County in Arizona, Sheriff Paul Babeu. Sheriff, welcome back to the program. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you, Stuart.
I want to move out of Chicago for a second and talk about your area. Do you see a similar confrontational approach between police and the minority community?
Well, in my county, in the state of Arizona, we have 30% of our state is Hispanic Latino. And there has been some friction, yet in my agency, I have 30% of the men, the women in uniform that are Hispanic, that are of Mexican descent. So we reflect very much our community, but we've had incidents where people who are breaking the law, in one incident we had an individual who rammed 3 police cars in a pursuit, said he had a gun, said he would not be taken alive, and then goes like this to one of the officers, did not have a gun, and that's when he was shot. And so it was a white officer who shot and killed a Hispanic male. And it turned into that, and it shouldn't have, because the facts as they were, doesn't matter what race or color either the deputy or the suspect were. When you disobey lawful commands of officers and you're threatening cops, this is what's going to happen.
Well, what are we going to do about this? If this is a nationwide problem, there's this division between communities and the police, what do you do about it?
Here's what we do. We start with the President of the United States, Barack Obama, former AG Eric Holder. Instead of blaming the police and portraying falsely that everything we do is through the lens of color. That's a lie. And then it's led to these Al Sharptons, these race baiters out in Ferguson and other places that perpetuated these actual lies, proven lies of hands up, don't shoot.
But wait a second,
the FBI
Sheriff.
proved
There was a rebuke to the police force in Baltimore for what is called their racist previous behavior.
Well, you have now people in the government, even in Chicago, with this exact shooting that you're talking about, the law enforcement labor organizations coming out and saying this review board incites all this violence because they're coming out and saying that, wow, there's all these concerns and problems and use of force. Put yourself in the cop's shoes. We show up. We get called to these emergencies. And people now, they've been encouraged to disobey law enforcement, to always believe that everybody's videotaping us, right? Not because they want to see the incident, but because they're not trusting law enforcement. This is an awful place to put our law enforcement in America, and this narrative has really been led by leadership in our own federal government. And I've never seen this before.
No, neither have I. Lived in America 40 years, never seen anything like this. Paul Babeu, thanks for joining us, sir. Good stuff, Sheriff.
Thank you.